Welcome to another fishing adventure, folks. Some of you longtime viewers might recognize this place. I haven't been here in a couple of years. Well, I came here once last year, but yeah, I'm back. Yeah, it's been a while since I've been to this place. Hook bait today is vanilla feed corn from Tom's Baits, USACarpFishing.com. I'm going to put 3 kernels of that corn on each hair rig. This one's got some corn on there from the other day. I'm not sure why I didn't take it off. I guess I just wanted to get the hell out of there. Dried corn. Throw that out for some, I don't know what. 3 kernels on the hair. Just like that. I just spent about a half an hour scouting around this place, trying to decide where I'm going to fish here tonight. This is an evening session. If you want to see video of that, of me scouting around, that's in the members section there. Members can watch that. But there are big fish in this little pond, and but the last few years they seem to have gone away. Doesn't mean they've gone away, but I haven't been able to catch them in a few years. They might have gone away. I kind of suspect that they've gone away. Where'd they go? They probably were killed by some bows and arrows, but I don't really know. Environment here in Iowa is pretty bad, so it could have been some kind of environmental factor that killed them off too. Who knows? Could be a lot of things. It is the first week of August. It's hot and humid and miserable, and it's about 4 o'clock in the afternoon. I'm here to do an evening session, and I found a shady spot where I can spend the last few hours of the day in relative comfort. That was one of the big factors in deciding where to fish, but also this particular place has the water depth that I'm looking for. Thermoclines are a big factor this time of year. If you're not sure what a thermocline is, go ahead and just look that on up yourself. I'm not going to explain to you the science right now, but the general gist of it is you don't want to fish in anything deeper than like 10 feet of water in the late summer like this when it's really hot. In this particular spot on this pond, I'm going to be fishing in 5 to 10 feet of water. In that range there, shouldn't be any thermocline issues in that depth. This is a corn and beans and oats pack bait here. It's made up of 8 cups of old-fashioned oats, 2 cups of sweet feed, and a can of cream corn, and a can of chili beans. I have not pre-baited this spot at all, and I'm not going to throw out any cubes or chum or anything like that here at this spot today. Part of that is just for my own convenience to not have to carry that stuff down here, but also I just don't think it's effective here. I think at this particular lake, lots of bait turns the fish away. Obviously there's no way I could know that for a fact. Like, I can't ask the fish what they think about that, but it's just based on my own anecdotal experiences that the times that I have spent time baiting at this pond have been probably some of the worst fishing. I think there's plenty of natural food in this pond that the bait just if there's lots and lots of cubes laying out there, I think it just turns them away. And for trips like this where I just carried everything, all my stuff down here. I'm traveling light today. This little collapsible bucket works pretty okay. Not great, but pretty okay. It's super light and it just easy to pack, so I've been using it lately. Yeah, got to have some hand washing water. I'm gonna get that pack bait all over my rods and reels. Are you one of those people that has red Kool-Aid stains all over your rods and reels? I've seen that quite a few times on YouTube. The people that use the jello, strawberry jello, and red stains all over their stuff. Alright, anyway, we've got some variance in depth here. The shallower stuff is this way, the deeper stuff is this way, and I'm going to do 3 different depths. This one's going to go in about 4 feet of water, next one about 6 feet, next one about 8 feet. I know this because I've fished here many times, but obviously if this is a new spot, I'd probably do some experimenting to figure out the depths. I'm going to keep the drag a little tighter than I normally do because these fish always at this spot like to go around and get in the overhanging tree stuff, and it really helps to really put a lot of pressure on them right at the beginning to get them turned away from that, head back out in open water. This particular place is just kind of a boom or bust kind of scenario. I've had probably some of the best, actually one of the best fishing sessions I've ever had, where I caught like probably half a dozen fish in the 20-pound range just in a matter of an hour or two, and then many times of blanking many times in a row, you know. Alright, that one was getting hit by some bass or something as it was sinking to the bottom. Sometimes I get suggestions from people for hook baits, you know, like cereal, like corn pops, or things like that, and I'm sure that works in a pay lake, but that doesn't work in the wild water. That stuff will get gobbled up by other fish in 30 seconds if I tried fishing with one of those. Those pay lake tricks don't work in the wild waters. Go get my bite alarms going here. Are the batteries good? Yep, full battery. Right on the rod holder, just like that. Jingle, jingle, jingle. You know, the landing net is probably one of my favorite pieces of fishing equipment. I've fished for pretty much all my life without using a net. I was doing mostly catfish. The links for my net and my rods and reels and pretty much almost all the gear that I use is in the description if you're interested in looking at that stuff. And I know I said I wasn't going to throw out any bait, but I am going to throw out some of this. This is some leftover pack bait from, I don't know, a couple weeks ago probably. I'm going to just ball this up and throw a little bit of this out, but no cubes or any of that stuff. A little bit of water to rejuvenate it up a little bit. It's just really dry. You know, if you're in one of those states that don't allow chumming of any kind, what you can do is just load up your feeder multiple times. You know, load up your feeder, cast it out, reel it back in, load up your feeder, cast it out, reel it back in. Do that as many times as you think is necessary. I get why they have no chumming laws though, because people just take it to the extreme and just ruin it for everybody else. Yeah, I'm sure it's I get it. I hear people talking about like dog food cans, cat food cans, you know, they just like stab holes in the cans and then throw the cans out there. Well, that's littering, people. Don't do that. That's littering. Speaking of littering, what's this? Oh, a bass hook. A red one too. But I don't know what the fishing's going to be like here today. I got a feeling I might be sitting here for 3 hours or more before I get a bite, but that's okay. There, and then this pack bait bag can be my trash bag, because I'm sure I'll find more trash. I already got this other thing that I picked up right when I got here. Let's see how much I can fill this bag up while I'm here. Alright, here I'm getting bored already. There's a couple of kids over there getting their bass fishing on. I just saw the kid on the right pull a bunch of line off of his spool, throw it on the ground. Let's see if he picks it up. I will go over there later after they're done and see what they leave behind. Yep. How did I know? Here's some more. Why are people so predictable? Those kids are in the parking lot up there. I should walk this up there and give it back to them. No, I'll just bring it home with me, just like I always do. So I brought this really nice container of food for dinner, but I forgot to bring any silverware. I don't have a fork or anything to eat it with. And it's a salad. There it is. It's got a bunch of stuff. It's got a leftover pork chop that I diced up in there, and it's got a bunch of stuff. Here's what I'm gonna do. Obviously I could just, you know, dive in there with my fingers and stuff. I don't really have any way to wash my hands, so I'm not too keen about eating with my fingers, just because I've been handling all this fishing stuff and washing my hands in the lake water. Not crazy about that idea. So I'm gonna, first it needs to be stirred up. I put the dressing on top before I left, but like it's in like layers. The beans are on the bottom and the meat is on the top, and the cabbage is kind of, it needs to be stirred. So as you can see, I'm using a stick. I'm gonna stir it with a stick first, get it mixed up. I don't know what kind of tree this was that I pulled the stick off, but it's a live branch, not a dead branch. I kind of wanted a live one, even though the live one might add some tree flavor to my food here. Yeah, like I said, this is a pork chopped up, diced up. That's these little pieces here, and then those green things are beet greens from my garden, and then there's red cabbage and red onion, and then those little brown balls are chickpeas, and it's got a vinaigrette on it all. It's another one of my weird salads that I like to make. It's highly nutritious and kind of weird. So I'm kind of think I'm going to do one of two things, or maybe a combination. I thought, well, I could just take this bowl, you know, and just kind of put my mouth up there and just kind of shovel it into my mouth. That seems like it worked pretty good. Otherwise, I could take this lid for the container and maybe bend it. Yeah, maybe like bend it into a kind of a scoopy shape like that. And I could kind of scoop some stuff. Yeah, that kind of works. It gets it in there. I think I'm just gonna go with the stick. Get away, bee. I think I'm just gonna go with the stick and just kind of, I don't know, I'm spilling it doing it that way though. I've done this before. Pack some good food and forget to bring a fork. I actually like I think the scoop method is actually gonna work better. Yeah, look at that. That'll work good. It's been about 2 hours, no bites. It's about 6 p.m. right now, and it gets dark around 9. So I'm definitely going to stay till dark, and maybe into the dark, depending on what I feel like. One other thing that I forgot to bring was any other clothing. Usually I bring some kind of a long sleeve shirt. Forgot that, so I guess I wasn't too concerned about supplies today. That actually worked pretty decently. I got it all pretty sweet. Maybe I should just stop bringing forks. I just picked this up to rebait, and there's something on it. I don't know what. There was no indication at all. It's been sitting there for an hour. What is it, a catfish? Oh, it's a bass. It's a big bass. So it wasn't on there for a long time. It's as soon as I started reeling it in, it moved and the bass attacked it. That's what it was. Yep, there he is right there. The bass attacked it. Just as soon as I picked it up and moved it, got attacked. Yeah, it's a pretty nice little bass. A couple pounds maybe. This is what those kids over there were after, I'm sure. Yeah, these things they'll hit anything that moves. Just put it right in front of their face. That's the challenge, finding them. Alright, get out of here. See ya. There's a guy in North Dakota who has a kayak fishing channel. He catches smallmouth bass with all kinds of goofy stuff. Like he'll take like a Star Wars action figure and put a hook in it and catch a bass on a Wookiee doll, and just they'll hit anything. Same could be said about carp though. Carp will eat just about anything too. Doesn't have to be moving though. fish on. I'm giving him pressure right away because this is a good fish. This is a good one. The same line that just caught that bass. I just saw a carp surface maybe real close to the shore, like 20 feet off the shoreline right here while I was sitting here reading. This fish is being quite nice, in fact, because he's staying out in the open water. Oftentimes at this spot they try to swim around the corner. I shouldn't actually, shut up, Tom. I might hear you, get an idea. But I think the initial panic has subsided in this fish, and he's just slowly letting me bring him in. Maybe this is a grass carp, maybe it's a common carp, I don't know. There's both in here. He's trying to go across my lines. Oh yeah, it's a big common. Just saw him, big common. Into the water with the net. Yeah, this is a real good fish. Oh yeah, gotta be quiet. Shh, shh, shh. Make sure that drags not too tight. I like to loosen up a little bit when they get close like this. There's not much stretch left in that line. Oh, I love having this long handle net. As you can see, the water clarity's, you know, it's Iowa. Oh, there's just another fish right out there that just got scared by this. Or what's going on here? There's more than one fish swimming around in here. Come on in here. Yeah, he's in the net. I'm gonna hurry up and get him in here so it doesn't scare off the other fish. This is not a record-breaking fish, but I'm gonna weigh him anyway. 17 in the net. What a nice surprise. I was a little apprehensive about what the fishing was going to be like here. Like I said, the fishing here has been pretty poor last few years. But here I am holding the 16 pound, 15 and a half, something like that. Beauty. And there's more out there. While I was fighting this one, I saw a boil a little bit farther out. Like this fish fighting kind of scared off another one. I don't know if he scared him off, but back in the water. It's only about 7 o'clock, so we've got about a couple hours yet till dark. This fish was in the deepest water, probably about, I don't know, 8 to 10 feet of water. See ya. Yeah, 6:57, got time. Yeah, the other two lines are in a little bit shallower water, and I guess if I had to predict, that's what I would have predicted the first bite coming in that deeper stuff. And I also expect as the sun goes down and things cool down a little bit, those shallows are going to cool down a little bit. And those carp will be roaming off into those shallows in the dark, looking for some evening snails or whatever comes out with the moonlight, I guess. I don't show this all that often, but got to check that hook. Pretty much every cast, you should check it, especially with a bolt rig style rig like this. Sharpness of the hook is key. Yeah, buddy. Fish on. Alright, this is going to be a challenge. Let's see if this fish goes over in the overhanging trees or not. This was in about 4 feet of water over here. This almost feels like it could be a catfish. Might be a big catfish. I think what I've got here is a smaller carp. Yep. Come here. Come on in. Oh, the other one just took off. The other one just took off. He's going. He's going. He's going. He's heading for the hills. We got Big Brother on this one? I think so. Oh. This one's trying to run away with my net. No, we don't. I'm gonna let him stay in the water right there. if he will do that, I'll just stand on the net. How about that? And if I could only get my assistant to come over and unhook that fish for me, that would be ideal. After I get this bigger one a little closer, what I'm gonna do, I don't know, should I try a double net job? Put both fish in the net at the same time? I don't know if that's such a good idea. Alright, this fish is real close. He's right there. I'm gonna turn on the bait runner, put this down, get that other fish unhooked. Just pull and drag. Pull and drag, pull and drag, pull and drag. Here he is, 5-pounder. Alright, back in the swing of things with this fish. Okay. Yeah, he ran for a ways. Went around the corner. He went around the corner. I gotta bring him back. Yeah, that was a tough choice whether to let this fish run or try and do the double net. 2 fish in the net at the same time kind of deal. I've done that before. It results in a really bad line tangle most of the time. Okay, now I need the net. Just sitting down on the bank here next to the water. Gonna just slowly coax this fish in here, hopefully. I feel bad for that little fish. He didn't get much camera time. Big brother getting my attention. Oh, come on, fish. My leg's falling asleep here. I need to get you netted and get up. Here we go. Great fish. That's a great fish. There he is right in the bottom lip. Yeah, 16. Yeah, a little bit smaller than that first fish I caught. Still a dandy though. I'm real happy. So yeah, fish 3, I guess there's still some pretty decent fish in this lake. I don't know if the 20+ pounders are still roaming around. Maybe the bull fishermen got all those big ones, but got some up and comers here. Good stuff. Still a good time to be had for a carp fisherman in this pond. Nice. See you later. So that small fish came out of the shallow bait. And then that big fish, just like the other big fish, both the big ones came out of the deeper water. I'm just going to keep doing what I'm doing. Alright, I'm back into the 8 feet of water with this one. Kerplunk. And as far as the flavoring on the hook baits, I don't think it matters much. My suggestion is always just pick a flavor that you like to smell. Sometimes I pick vanilla because the smell of vanilla kind of keeps gnats away. So while I'm sitting here doing this, this is open and the scent of vanilla is just kind of all around me, and I like that it kind of helps reduce the bugs flying in my face while I'm using both hands to do this. These are the kinds of things I think about. We're going the deep water route again. Still there? Still there? Yeah, he's still there. This fish is acting very panicky, like a little fish does. I mean, it's not a super dink, but I think it might be a smaller carp. Yep, smaller fish. Get in here before I scare away all the big boys. Okay. Yeah, this used to be kind of what I would consider a big fish only kind of pond. I never caught little fish like this at this place. 15 pounds or more, always. And seems like the size profile has changed a little bit. Last couple times I've been here, I've been catching a few of these little guys. Off you go. Yeah, another dink. They're clearly reproducing in here. Maybe for the first time in a long time, I don't know. It's kind of weird to never catch small fish and all of a sudden they're in the mix. Now I've caught some pretty good quality fish here this evening, but I'd love to just get one past the 20-pound mark. Ooh, he's a good catfish. That's a good one. Yeah, the obligatory catfish. This is one of the better looking catfish I've seen in a while. Nice looking female catfish. Three minutes. What is this, a bass? This fish is going all over the place. This is the fastest swimming carp I've seen in a while. Okay, he's in there. Not the 20 pounder I was asking for, but a beauty of a fish nonetheless. Not gonna weigh it because I got a slack line back behind me here I need to check out. Low teens, 12, 13 maybe. Great fish. Off you go. See you. Well, I was hoping to be saying this with a 20-pound fish in my hand, but that'll have to be for another day. Thanks for watching. I appreciate it. See you on the next one.